Hola amigos, me llamo Shai. Bienvenida a mi canal. Hello friends, my name is Shai. Welcome to this channel. For those of you who are new here, I've been living in Mexico for about 3 years, and I moved to a big city called Merida in the Yucatan. And I recently moved from Merida to Tulum, a very small town in the state of Quintana Roo. You may know of Quintana Roo because of Cancun, right? And other different cities. On my channel, I like to show my life in Mexico, my adventures, and most of all, I love, which is one of my passions, to teach y'all what I have learned and what I know so that your journey to Mexico or wherever I go can be a breeze. Today's video, we're going to actually look for apartments in Tulum. Vámonos, let go. Here we are looking at the first apartment. It is located in Aldea Zama, and this area is very clean. It's very serene. It's very modern-like. There's a minimum amount of construction being done, and it's also walkable to the major grocery stores in Tulum, like Shajari Selecto and newly La Comida. So this technically is not what you would call a typical apartment. In Tulum, you will see a lot of studios and efficiency. The main reason is that a lot of people don't stay in Tulum as long. So Tulum is more like a short stay type of deal. So you will see a lot of efficiency studios, one bedroom places. Not to say that there isn't any homes or houses like for, available for rent or for sale. There are those, but there's a lot of more apartments. So this space is very small. It's perfect for one person. It's just me. So I have pretty much everything I would need. I have a refrigerator here, a ceiling fan, and ceiling fans are so important. And the reason why you want to choose a place that has a ceiling fan is because of the dengue problem, the mosquito problem here in Tulum. So the mosquitoes do not like the wind blowing at them. So if you don't want to get bitten up, you might want to get you a fan or make sure you choose an apartment with a ceiling fan. This apartment complex has quite a few amenities. One of them includes 24 hours security as well as pool, gym, and we'll go look at that in a little bit. Now we are approaching the pool slash gym area. As you can see, there's an infinity pool, beautiful views, palm trees, lounging area. So once you're done swimming, you can just relax. And to the left of us, we have the gym. And to the left of the gym, we have showers and the bathroom area. Aldea Zama is very quiet too, by the way. Most importantly, the area or environment in Aldea Zama gives nothing but luxury. There are concrete paved sidewalks and streets. There's a park that's being built as we speak for jogging and running. It's near a lot of cafes, restaurants, and it's just beautiful out there. Next, we're looking at a place that's in Central, that's downtown Tulum, and typically it's ran as an Airbnb. This is just a room. The kitchen is outside. It's a shared kitchen, and this is ideal and perfect for people who are traveling to Tulum and you need a temporary stay and you want to travel to other cities in Quintana Roo, like Playa del Carmen, and you just need somewhere to stay temporarily. This is perfect for you. Now, what is so special about this space is that it's so pretty, and the owner created all of the furniture that you see himself. He made everything. And there's a bathroom, and there is a desk, there's a safe, and a closet area, and a sink to wash your hands and brush your teeth. This also can be ideal for a person who just values the activities that you do on a vacation rather than so much like the place you live in. And of course, this place had AC. I didn't show that for some reason, but it had AC. And now we're going to check out the shared kitchen. The room was located in a little cabin filled with five other rooms, I believe, and it was in a gated community, so you don't have to worry about like security and whatnot. And if you're a type of person who like loves to go to hostels, to me, this is better than a hostel because it's less people and you have your own personal space versus a hostel. The next apartment we're going to look at is located in La Vileta, a very common, popular area, and I would say the most recommended area. La Vileta has a lot of grocery store, a lot of restaurants, cafes, and bars. And when you find that there's an event going on, most likely it's in La Vileta. It's walkable. It's 20 minutes. I would say like 10 minutes from Central if you want to walk to the audio station. So it's a doable area. Highly recommend. This particular studio is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. But as you can see, there's no furniture or appliances. But because I live here in Mexico, I was willing to invest in those things. But there's a balcony, plenty of windows, and lots of beautiful greenery. And I just literally imagine myself washing dishes in this particular studio. What do you think? Would you choose this one? It also includes this beautiful balcony area. And once I glanced out, I realized that they were doing construction right across the street. So that was the only drawback for me not really getting this place. Now we're checking out another apartment within the same apartment complex. And this one is furnished. So it gives you an idea of what the apartment would look like if it was furnished. Well, actually, looking at the video now, I see that this one is actually not the same as the last apartment. The last one had more windows, but at the time, I thought they were literally the same. Now we're looking at another studio in Tulum. This is in the La Vileta area. Once again, highly recommend this area. And it's so beautiful. Like, look, can you imagine just walking up to seeing this view every day? Like, it's just beautiful. So now we're walking into the studio. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. You have everything you need, your bed, you have your appliances, and I believe there was a TV, but I didn't really, I don't think I caught that one. There's a bathroom, of course, and I think it's 24-hour security. Most of the apartments in Tulum have 24-hour security. And most of the apartments in Tulum have a pool. So pool, 24-hour security is it's typical. You know, most apartments have pools. So Now, I really love this bathroom because of the stone sink and also the window and the shower. Like, I love to look outside while showering. The next area we're heading in is called Region 15. Now, if you decide to live in Region 15, it is recommended for you to have some form of transportation, whether that's a bicycle, ATV, a scooter, or a car. You're in the middle of the jungle, like you're surrounded by trees, and it may feel a little isolating for those who are extroverted. But if you are introverted and you prefer quietness and peace and seclusion, Region 15 is for you. As you can see, we're looking at the studio or efficiency. I don't know the difference between a studio versus an efficiency, so I'm going to use those words interchangeably throughout the rest of this video. And so we have a balcony area, we have bed, we have Wi-Fi was included in this particular house, and we have a microwave, stove. We had a coffee pot and other amenities. The houses here, or the apartments rather, are pretty much the same as y'all could see throughout this video. Will be like the same type of setup. I like this setup because you're around the trees and you have like this little secluded area for us, a balcony area. And these apartment complex was really number one on my list because all of the amenities that it came with. And we will be looking at those amenities in a little bit. So we have our kitchen area. You see the coffee pot. We have some bar stools. And we have the overhead fan as well as the induction stove and microwave. And here we are looking in the bathroom. And once you've been to enough of these apartments, y'all, they all start to look the same. Same setup, same bathroom structure, same shower, but it's really nice nonetheless. I particularly personally love when the bathroom has windows in there. So here is the closet space, and I have a lot of clothes. So this wasn't gonna work for me, but the owner was willing to get another closet rack for me, which was so awesome. But y'all, I have a lot of clothes, so this was not gonna work for me. I even thought for a second that the bed came with extra storage, but it was just decorations. I also love the idea of a keyless entry. This apartment complex was my number one pick, and the reason why, because of the amenities. There were so many amenities, I didn't even show them all on camera. One, there was a pool, of course. There was a meeting slash office space. There was a gym that was fully equipped. The gym had a TV, AC, and these large, beautiful windows, which would give you great views while you're working out. And the second, well, not second amenity, but the next amenity that this apartment had was a area for like a picnic or barbecuing. And it also had bathrooms on each side. And then there was also like a shared kitchen space. So if you want to have a party or something like that, you can do it. And then there is a rooftop mini golf course area. And then some of the amenities that I didn't get to show you was a Taj Mahal dome. So if you are experienced with that, you can actually invite people over to host Taj Mahal. And there was also a spa and a mineral tub inside the spa that I didn't show. So you can see why I would pick this one first, right? So the next apartment that we're going to look at is located also in Region 15. And as you can see in Region 15, you're in the jungle, literally. It actually looks like you're in the middle of nowhere, but honestly, you're not. You're surrounded by a lot of trees, but there are also other apartment complexes and houses located, but you just can't see them. This space was on the first floor and it had beautiful views. It was a efficiency apartment. As you can see, everything is fully furnished. And it was a nice area, but it was just really far away from everything in Tulum. But in Region 15, the good thing about it is that you live or you are 10 minutes driving from the beach. Now, I really love this space. I felt like all of the other apartments that I looked at wasn't as spacious as this one, and I felt like it had more space to say that it was like an efficiency. And it was a lot cheaper than the others. And the reason being is because it didn't have a lot of amenities like the last apartment. And sometimes you don't really need all these amenities, but it's just nice to have those things. But yeah, I love this apartment, but once again, it was just so far out. But maybe you're looking for something like that. So would you choose this place? Now we're looking at another apartment in the same apartment complex, but different apartment. This one was okay. I liked the first one better because of the views. And the first one actually was like on the second floor. The second one here is like on the first floor. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I would say it's better to get one on the second floor because you don't have to worry about hearing people who are, you don't have to hear anybody's noises. When you're downstairs, you in the downstairs unit, you go through a lot. There's a lot of foot traffic. There's a lot of noise from the stairs. There's a lot of noise from the people that's above you. So that was an automatically no for me. But what about you? The next apartment complex was in Region 8 or Region 15. I don't know the difference, but I know it was in the regions and it was in the jungle. And so it was not too far from the last apartment, so I'm guessing that maybe it was Region 15. But starting off looking at this apartment, the lights were off. So to me, that was a red flag. Okay, that was a red flag right there. I was like, you know what? I don't know. But I'll still look at it, okay? And then another thing that was kind of creepy about these apartments was that no one really lived back there. Like, I don't want to be that isolated in the middle of a jungle and there's like nobody living in it. Another thing to consider before moving into an apartment or any house is that you want to check for construction sites. Because I have a noise sensitivity, that's one of the first things that I do. I look for construction sites or any type of work being done in the area. For us, this building, it was abandoned because they lacked funds and proper permits. But to me, in my head, I'm thinking, what if they all of a sudden get the permit and the money to finish the product, and I'm just sitting here in a 6 months or a 1 year lease stuck with something that I didn't ask for? Noise. Nonetheless, this is a beautiful place, nice infinity pool, and the views were amazing. Now, I think out of all the places I've looked at so far, this was the best view. There was one other amenity. It was an outdoor gym situation. We'll go look at that in a little bit. But other than that, that was pretty much it for this area. So I looked at two different types of apartments at this apartment complex. The first one was a one bedroom, one bath, and the second one was a two bedroom, one bath. Like I mentioned earlier, the lights just all of a sudden went out, so I was unable to like really look at the place until the lights came back on. And that happens a lot in Region 15, but you know. So eventually the lights came back on, and as you see, this is a efficiency or studio. The kitchen is to the right of us, and if there's a balcony area, and it has a jacuzzi tub. For me, the site of the unfinished building next door was a turnoff, but other than that, it was a nice space. Most of the apartments in Tulum are meant for short stays. Um, and they also are ran as Airbnb. So typically you will find that there are like robes and towels and things like that in the space, and the spaces are not as big because they're not built to sustain people for a long term. It's just like a come and go type of situation. So here we are looking at the second apartment in the same complex. This one was a two-bedroom, and I believe it was just one bathroom. The problem I had with this space was that the closet space was very minimum. It was like in a cabinet or a cupboard. And once again, I have a lot of clothes, so this was not going to work for me. But I love the idea of having a second bedroom for guests. When family come over, they can have their own space. And as you can see, the second bedroom or the two bedroom is very similar to the first one. Same decoration, same kitchen setup, but it's just comes with two bedrooms. And it's on the second floor, which means that they have a balcony and you'll be able to look out in the forest or the jungle and look at the beautiful trees. And now we're looking at the outdoor gym situation. I call it a situation because I don't know if it really would be classified as a gym. They only have like these this wooden wooden weights, and but they didn't really have too many equipment that that a gym would have. So I guess it's a gym. They say it was a gym. I guess it's a gym. And so here in Region 15, unlike other areas of Tulum, there's hardly any pavement or paved roads. So I would say the best vehicles for you would be an ATV, not a moped, not electrical scooters, not anything that runs off electricity because there's like a lot of rocks and things like that. So it's like it's hard to navigate the electrical vehicles with being in this area. So ATV would be best, a Jeep or anything that's considered a compact vehicle like a Jeep or something that sits off of the ground because the streets are very primitive over here. And that's not a formal complaint. I actually love the unpaved roads. I love walking in the jungle and it just brings something back to me. Like this next apartment was also a top pick. I like the fact that there wasn't a lot of units in this apartment complex, which means less people, but just enough people for safety reasons. There was outdoor common spaces or common areas. There was a pool and on the first floor, and then there was a pool on the rooftop. So I really like the spaciousness of this place, especially the common area. And I also love the fact that they put furniture out there so you can sit there, you can fume, you can just chill and relax in outdoor space. This area was also in Region 15. Or Region 8, I can't remember, but it was one of the regions because I literally wanted to be near the jungle. I wanted to be around the trees. So, as you can see, we're in the jungle again. So now we're going to check out the pool area. This apartment complex had the most beautiful pool I've seen in Tulum so far. It was like a pool. I don't know if it's classified as an infinity pool, but the pool literally wrapped around the building, and the building was formed in a circle. So I thought that was like really cool, and it gave great views. So I can just like see myself here, looking at the trees and the pool, relaxing. One thing I forgot to share with y'all was that this place had some places in Tulum have 24-hour security, some have a security gate, and some have 24-hour security cameras, and then some of them will have a security guard at night, but then in the daytime, you'll just rely on the security code or the gates. So a lot of places are like that in Tulum. This particular apartment had a cold gate, and I think they also hired security to sit outside of the gate at night. Yo, because of the view of this balcony was the reason why it's like one of the top picks for me. Like, do you see this? Look how beautiful this is. I'm always looking for a house that's gonna connect me with nature, and this one, it just for some reason it just did it for me. The next apartment is technically not in Tulum. It is in Merida, and it kind of gives a Tulum vibe. So if you're a person who's coming from Tulum to Merida and you're looking for a home or apartment that looks very similar to the ones that are in Tulum, this would be the area that you come to. This is an area called Timazon Norte. And so we're going to look at 2 units in this apartment complex. The first one will be a 2-bedroom, and then the second one will be a 1-bedroom. The only amenities in this apartment is 24-hour security, parking, and a pool area. Now we're entering the 2-bedroom. I believe it was 2-bedroom, 1 bath. This is what the view is looking like. Very pretty, very modern, up-to-date appliances. And it's I think it's semi-furnished. I don't remember if it was completely furnished or not. So looking at the video now, it was 2-bedroom, 2 bath, and there was an area where you can put your washer and dryer. There was a washer and dryer hookup. And I love the balcony area because the 1-bedroom didn't have a balcony area, so you can like put some tall plants there for so that you can have privacy. I like that part about the 2-bedroom. It had more space. And it seems that most of the bedrooms had screen on the windows so that you can open up your windows without worrying about bugs and stuff in your house. And I always tell y'all to check the Google reviews for as when you're thinking about living in an apartment complex. And you want to do this for safety reasons and see if there's any problems that you could potentially have. Even though, Google reviews or any type of review is the person's personal experience and you may not personally experienced this, but it would give you an idea of some of the issues that most of the residents who live in these places before you get there have to deal with. You just basically just pick your poison. In the state of Yucatan, it's very hot here. It's so hot till sometimes you will see fires just starting out of nowhere. Now, I wasn't sure, was this lot cleared due to the extreme weather here, or was it cleared because there was new construction going to be done? So now we're off looking at the second apartment, which is the one bedroom on the other side of the complex. It's pretty much the same setup as the two bedroom, two bath, but this one was an unfurnished version. But once again, I don't mind investing in furniture because I do live here. And as you may or may not notice, most of the apartments come with electrical stove, and it's for safety reason. And it's the same thing that goes on in Merida as well as in Tulum. So honestly, this place was fairly small, and I don't mind small places because I don't like to accumulate a lot of things. I kind of like to, live like a minimalist, if you will. But the closet was way too small for my liking, and I don't like the fact that the room was also small as well. And the living room space was more spacious than the actual bedroom. They also had like a nice mirror in the bathroom area. I love the bathroom area and the washer and dryer hookup area. I love that setup, but the only problem I had was the small space of the room. I love the wood, the marble countertops and backwash. They call it backsplash. And I absolutely love the spotlight in this apartment. But once again, it was just not giving what I wanted it to give. But other than that, it was cool. I would have chosen this apartment. But maybe because it wasn't for me, maybe it's for you. So would you like this apartment if you were moving to Merida? The next area is located in Merida as well. It is located in a neighborhood called it's up and coming and it's still developing. It is close to Las Americas. Now I noticed that there was construction going on when I first got out the car, and that was a no for me automatically. There's a pool area here, and it's just basically like a rum, like a efficiency rum. I have absolutely no shame in my game, and when I first landed in Merida, my place literally looked like this place, but it wasn't as modern as you see. It was just a one rum stop shop type of deal. Everything was already included. It gave me the soft landing that I needed to thrive in Mexico. I know a lot of us Americans, we're like, I'm not sleeping in a bed that I didn't buy myself. And then these same people end up selling furniture just to move back to the States. I have a plan. I know what my plan is. And if you have to sleep on someone else's bed, just buy a plastic covering. They sell them at Walmart, and buy bedding covering to cover the whole entire mattress. And that way you're safe. Even though at the time I was willing and I was wanting to spread my wings and to move into something bigger, this apartment was ready to move in, and I love that about it. Like, meaning that all you have to do is just move in. You don't have to buy anything. The Wi-Fi is already there.
Electricity already is hooked up. Water is usually included. The shelving and stools are there. Chairs are there, so you don't have to worry about anything. And that's gives you a nice soft landing compared to a lot of places.
That concludes this video. Comment down below to let me know which apartment or place you think I chose. Which one will you choose? If you have any questions or comments, check the description box down below first and then comment down below if the answer is not there. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all soon in Tulum. Hasta luego.